Hello, beautiful collective. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am getting a message from Spirit for you, whoever is drawn to this video, about healing family ties. So if that makes you want to run away, maybe click off of the video. Only stay if it resonates for you. But healing family ties is what we're here to talk about. So I'm going to look at what is kind of the broken state of the family situation that you are wanting to heal. Okay, now that could be in the forefront of your mind, like you actively want to heal this, or you could just feel it resonating on a deeper subconscious soul level where you're like, you know what, I would like to resolve that. I would feel better if that was resolved. Okay, so you'll know if the message is for you. And on this side over here, we're going to be looking at what will be the healed state of that family connection. Like if you take the advice that Spirit gives you today, if you follow the intuition steps that you've been guided towards, what is it going to look like from that broken state to that healed state? Okay, so let's dive right in, Spirit. What are the cards for the broken side? What is going on in the brokenness of this family connection that the collective wants to heal? Yes. All right. And what would Okay, so with this card, it's like you want there to be more of a gentleness, but you feel like you can't communicate your truth in a gentle way. Or like it's like you always wind up as a family erupting like this water here representing the emotions, and then you build up these fences to protect yourself. But when you're building up these fences, you can't really allow this light in. So the Six of Pentacles, there's a struggle here to see eye to eye. There's a struggle here to have conversations. There is an energy here of someone always thinking that they're right. We're going to unpack that a little bit because it could kind of play out on both sides, where there needs to be some kind of letting down of the defenses, letting down of the walls, and approaching this situation without a need to be right. Now, that doesn't mean to invalidate yourself or to take away any of the concerns that there have been. It doesn't mean be disingenuous, but approaching this with a need to not be right. Because the main thing Spirit is bringing through so far is that someone or everyone involved in this situation, like even if it's you and you don't think that you need to be right, there's somewhere along the line where it's like all parties involved are just fighting to be right versus fighting to come together, or putting the fight down in order to come together and really hear one another out. And it's causing that heartache and that loss and that separation. And it's like you're praying over this, but someone's not willing to approach this in a new way, because it would take vulnerability on both parts. So like I said, this message isn't going to be for everybody. It'll probably frustrate some people, so only take it if it resonates for you. But let's dig down into the nitty gritty, because it is what Spirit wants to bring through. I'm going to talk about those in a moment. Okay, Spirit, let's take a look at what would the healed state of this relationship be, of this family relationship. What would be the healed version? Ooh. Look at that. Look at that. What would be the healed state of this family connection? Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so I do feel like there is a message here talking about money. Specifically, some of you could have arguments about money. Some of you could have arguments about what to do with the household. It could be arguments, but this is going to look different for so many different people. So you're going to have to apply it how it resonates in your life. Because for some people, this would be an argument that broke the family apart about a will, an estate, what to do with someone's belongings and funds after they had passed on. Some of you, it's going to be active, like arguing about bills within the household. Or some of you, it's going to be more metaphorical though, okay, with financial and material changes and prosperity begins. All right, we're going to get this together. Spirit is bringing through a lot of messages. But for some of you, it's going to be more metaphorical, like someone not recognizing your value that you bring to the family, that you bring to the situation, someone not realizing your ideas and your personal worth and your value. Okay? Let's unpack this. I feel like it is really confusing for you because it feels like there is a mental blockage right now. Like Spirit is giving me that feeling of like you get so frustrated that you can't get your words out because you feel like, no one is hearing me, no one is understanding me, like they're giving me that feeling, and it just feels so frustrated that you could scream or you could cry or you could erupt like we saw on that Six of Pentacles there, like the volcano, because it's like there's so much emotional pressure. It's not working out. Okay, what's going on with this collective? They have family wounds that they're wanting to heal if they're here. What's going on with it? These cards are going to show us what's going on and the healed state. So let's take a look at those. Is it more cards, Spirit? Okay, it's more cards. Hold on. Yes. Woo, they're showing me some of you just like looking up into the stars, not knowing what to do. Some of you use music to soothe yourself. You felt ashamed of how you showed up into this connection with this family dynamic, or someone within the connection feels ashamed, and it's like you might be saying like you should feel ashamed of yourself, or you recognize that your parent or someone that you're struggling with does feel ashamed by their actions even though they're not saying it. You understand that situations pass. Time helps you heal, learn, and grow. So if you're here, it's highly likely that you're the more spiritual person in the situation, or maybe not more spiritual, like they might have a spiritual connection, but you might feel more awakened, more awareness, or have a better ability to understand people's emotional states and why they are the way that they are. So you may be feeling like, why can't we move on from this? Time helps you heal, learn, and grow. Why can't we learn and grow past this together? Friends walked out of your life without a reason. You understand people have their own journey and not to internalize their pain. This is something that Spirit is encouraging you to know as you head out in this journey of healing this, is that every single family member has their own journey, and you can't internalize that pain, but you also can't internalize the things that they're doing to you out of that pain. Like maybe they yell at you and they build those fences to keep you out because there's things that they have not healed and learned and grown from in their own life, in their own upbringing, in their own childhood. I'm hearing upbringing though, okay? If some of your family members use that term upbringing a lot, that would just be a significant confirmation for you as well. I don't usually use that term, but Spirit is harping on that. So friends walked out of your life without reason. I feel like this family rift has caused division that's greater than just within the family. Like, you could have made neighbors feel uncomfortable because they got to pick a side of the fence. They got to pick who they're going to talk to and who they're not going to talk to. Or other extended family members might feel uncomfortable coming over because they don't want to get involved in the dynamic and have to pick a side and debate about who's right. Again, that's coming up. Who's right? Who's wrong? And literal friends, they might feel uncomfortable talking to you because if it's your friendships, they have a different dynamic with their family, so they don't really understand this level of separation that you've been experiencing and this level of struggle. There's some of your friends might, but there's definitely a friend that's coming through and they're like, I don't want to get involved in that because I don't want to encourage any hatred or upset between family members. So I don't want to encourage you, even though I want to support what you're feeling. I don't want to encourage the situation. They don't want to validate it the wrong way. Coming through strong. So pass the message along. Let's see. In the past, you were surrounded by people that yelled. Yes, that is what we're talking about with the Six of Pentacles that was on the bottom of the deck. Is that eruption. Why do things erupt? Because there's too much pressure, like the volcano. But in that card, the water right? Representing emotion. Once again, there's too much emotion under the surface and it's not being processed in a steady stream, in a steady flow. There's no trickle, there's no outlet. So all of a sudden it comes out explosively, and then the water's all over, the emotions are all over. They're showing me someone literally like yelling to the point where they're spitting on you. Might be a confirmation for some of you, like just that frustration, like, you know, not spitting on you on purpose, but just when they're talking, it's spraying out because there's so much passion and frustration behind their voice, behind what they're saying. Or maybe that's something that you catch yourself doing and then you feel like you need to walk out of there. It's very heightened energy. So you were surrounded by people that yelled. In the past, you felt unsafe. You felt unsafe to communicate your truth. Again, financial struggles could have been something that came up within this family dynamic that caused the brokenness because you felt unsafe. Like, say, someone in your family that was supposed to be a protector, a leader, a guide in the relationship wound up being someone who had a gambling problem or a spending problem or a drinking problem or something that pulled the finances outside of the home that left you feeling unsafe or uncared for. This could even be within husband and wife dynamics. That's coming up as well. But you felt devastated. So this is not the state that you wanted for your family relationship, but it is the state that things have been in. And they wanted to pull out these extra cards. So they're not extra, they're meant to be here. It's interesting how we have you felt unsafe and we have you felt insecure. For some of you, this is coming through that you felt like this family member liked someone better than you. So examples of that would be, you know, if you felt like a parent was always closer to one of your siblings, like they bonded over some hobby or activity that they did together, or that they had both participated in. Again, like growing up, your parent participated in it and now this sibling has a passion for it. So they bond and you feel left out. You feel insecure, and instability is the word they're bringing through. You feel insecure about your place in this family or about your place in this person's heart. You felt anxious and unaware of what to do. So on this side, they are bringing through more like attention. But it makes sense because this is more so, like, let's look at this from the feminine side and the masculine side, the way that they had the cards come out, okay? So in that soft feminine nature, it would bother you that people yelled, causing you to feel unsafe, causing you to feel devastated at the state of things, like how they'll say, like, you know, a mother wants the family to keep to keep everything together, which it's not always that, but I'm just going to talk how Spirit's giving it to me. So you felt the need to be perfect to your caretakers. So on this masculine side over here, this would be like the energy of you feeling like, what can you do to fix it? And feeling insecure because nothing was working out. You felt anxious and unaware of what to do, of how to fit into that situation. Like if it was something where there was a closer connection among these siblings or a closer connection among whatever family members, right, in relation to yourself. What other cards do we want to go with, Spirit? Okay, I'm going to use regular tarot as well. All right, so on the broken side, we have the sacral chakra. That's speaking about, again, your confidence. You felt like this person wasn't passionate about you because, again, it's bringing through this connection between the sacral chakra and feeling insecure and feeling unsafe about your place in this person's heart, about your place in this person's life. And triumph, it made you want to run away. So some of you could literally resonate with feeling like you ran away from home or just left your home at a very young age or sooner than other people would have, or disconnecting yourself within the family. Also resonating with trying to find something that you were triumphant at. Again, because you felt anxious and unaware of what to do. You could have tried to do a lot of things to get this person to love you, to get this person to connect with you, like taking up that thing that they were passionate about, that the other people in the family were bonding over. You could have tried to take that on. You could have tried to be the best at it. But I'm also hearing that you could have even been the best at it and they still ignored you. So then you were like, well, what's up with that? Why isn't it working for me, but it worked for so-and-so? when they participated in that activity. Again, take it how it resonates for you. The Five of Pentacles. Let's go ahead and clarify the Five of Pentacles. Sorry, knocked that around. All right, we're going to clarify. Yes. Ooh. Is the Five of Pentacles about money or just lack in your life, Spirit? So it's going to be a mentality with the King of Swords coming out here. So this was a huge burden, the Five of Pentacles being there. It's just always feeling like not enough. Like, why is what I'm doing not enough? Why what I'm saying isn't enough? Why this? Why that? A lot of questions coming up, a lot of heavy weight on you with this Ten of Wands. You're always pushing for something more, pushing for something out of yourself to impress this person, to get this person to pay attention to you and to like you, pushing yourself harder to just be successful and fill that void that you were feeling. Like that example of if someone would never say that they were proud of you, something was never good enough. This energy has you really caught up in your head at this point. The King of Swords, it's like it's turned you into an overthinker, someone who's kind of cold and distant at times, not really trusting. I'm also hearing like trusting money over emotions, trusting what you can do in the career realm or in achieving different successes within your own life, instead of looking for that love and that tenderness and that support. It's like you didn't get it, so you quit looking for it and you started to look for plaques that you can put on your wall and, you know, diplomas and degrees that can say, well, I've done this, and certificates and achievements, and they're just showing like coins and accomplishments and medals and what can you achieve. Let's clarify the Triumph card. Yeah, the Four of Wands. Again, you were trying to find something to celebrate and something for this person to celebrate you for. So this is a pretty specific message and pretty clear, so you'll know if it resonates for you or not. We have the Four of Swords. It was like that was the only place that you could find your rest and find your peace and your mental clarity. But this is reminiscent of the Five of Pentacles energy over here as well. So you try to minimize this with this behavior of getting accolades and being successful and being the best, but it still wasn't good enough because this is still in the background, and there's three swords over this person. Again, like that Three of Swords over here, you know, the sword is down here, the King of Swords, this is like the Ace of Swords. It's like you're laying all this on this communication issue, but it's still hurting you. It's hanging up in the background and you're acting like you're at peace with the Four of Swords here, but it's still hurting you. It's still gnawing at you. It's still bothering you. Let's get some clarifiers for the sacral chakra. What's going on? I feel this card as well. Yeah, so it made you debate about your own self-worth. That's very clear. It made you debate about your own self-worth and your own self-value. So Spirit is highlighting that the good thing that would have come out of this is that you felt so driven, but they're pointing out like, oh, but then you're going into overdrive. So now you need to find a balance, which kind of brings us over here to this side that we were going to look at. Okay, is that now to heal this, and the result of healing this is finding balance within yourself and no longer having to achieve to gain attention. And this wouldn't have just been within your family dynamic. This would have started to overflow into your whole entire life. Like, because, you know, one of those energies like where you feel like you have to work for the love. Okay. But so Temperance, this means that healing is available to you. So if you choose for healing to come in, it is going to come in. With the Three of Swords here, there could definitely be some tears that come out. I'm hearing emotions that would confuse you or that you would be uncomfortable with, unexpected emotions on your part and this person within your family, like seeing them cry and you've never seen them cry before, or hearing them express loneliness or hurt or pain. The Magician is coming out on top of the Temperance. So again, that's things coming into balance. That's you understanding each other more but this is here if you want it, right? The Magician is like you manifesting something, you bringing this about, you pointing the wand and saying, you know what, it's time. We've been in this loop forever, and I'm not going to go around this loop again. I'm going to drink from the Ace of Cups. I'm going to pour love on this. I'm going to pour healing on this. The Temperance card is often shown pouring out, alchemizing, right? So you're changing. You can change that pain into understanding. We talked about that a little earlier in the reading as well, that you might be someone who's better to understand. Yeah, there's the cups. So you are going to find something to connect over, but it's not that achievement. It's coming and having a real conversation about the emotions. Once you get brave enough and bold enough and comfortable with that vulnerability, or whoever does it first, to have the conversation about the emotions, there's going to be something to cheers to. There's going to be something to toast over. There's going to be so much more understanding. And it's like you're going to be able to bring all these parts of yourself into balance and just relax for the first time in your life and just show up in this space of connecting with one another rather than making it about something else. Just pure connection, just pure love, pure connection was what Spirit is saying. Yeah, 10 of Swords. So this is weighing on everybody in the situation, and they want it to be brought to an end. The Devil, it's a big distraction. It's a big distraction within the family. Again, it's that energy of like it's created a rift with other people. Look. So this is going to be here until this is resolved. But someone, whether it's you or that person, whoever it's destined to be, there's the Five of Pentacles coming out yet again. You know, it's creating a lack. It's creating a feeling of loneliness. It's creating a feeling out in the cold. What Spirit is bringing through as a download right now for you is that even allowing yourself to get honest about the emotions that you're feeling because of this situation will transmute the energy. It'll send you into that temperance energy. Again, that's what they're showing right here. So even if you don't talk to this person yet, right? If you get honest all by yourself, just if you say this reading resonates with you, and you get honest about whatever you're feeling, if you do want to connect with this person, if you don't like how it felt, if you get honest and you hold space for your true feelings, it's going to send you into the temperance energy of healing and transmutation, even without talking to this person. But eventually, the Emperor here, someone will have to choose to make that first step and to offer some knowledge and some wisdom and some information about this situation. There may be a feminine energy involved that wants to support this connection healing, but doesn't know how to, so they don't step in, because there's a lot of layers to this. There's a lot more than meets the eye, but it's weighing on everybody in the situation, and it's creating a huge rift that more than one person wants to address and deal with. All right, so we have prosperity begins. So with this being on your outcome side and what can occur if you take the steps, which the step that Spirit has given you is really just starting with acknowledging your own emotions and acknowledging your own truth. As simple as that. Then there is healing for you. There is going to be an expression of emotions that you didn't expect on your part and the other people's part, which is going to be very healing. It's like even if you just cry, even if you don't say something, it just lets it out. It creates understanding. It's like it's spiritual. You don't need the words. It's spiritual, okay? It's beyond your understanding, the healing that's going to occur when the time is right, because that's about divine timing as well. Prosperity begins. So these hands are touching. Again, there will be that connection. This is an ace. This is a new beginning, and it's an Ace of Pentacles. So it's a new beginning that you can see. It's a new beginning in your physical reality. So it is actual movement. It's not a conversation and go on. It's something that actually creates change and healing so that you can begin to experience the sweetness that is still available for you. I'm feeling like some of you might also have significant movement by summertime with those peaches coming through. Like if you wanted to look up when is peach season, that could be significant for you here. Let's get a couple of clarifiers for prosperity begins. Yeah, it could also change the legacy and the lineage with money. You could consider yourself to be a generational curse breaker and have something new to bring money information. This is the card that we saw on the bottom, the Page of Pentacles. Again, so it could change Like you might have financial advice for a parent or something like that that they didn't want to hear before. Maybe they always had you living in lack and you've grown up to be a financial advisor or just run your life better financially, and you want to help them and support them in that, but they haven't been open to hearing it. Okay. But they're going to be walking away from those old ideas, and you're going to be very surprised with what you hear and see from this person coming up. Let's get one more clarifier for that. Well, that's the Five of Swords still wanting to speak. Okay. Yeah, so approaching this with a curious mindset is what's going to be helpful as well. The message from Spirit that you can't expect, if you go into this conversation or you approach this situation having the same expectations for the person that you always had, then you will bring forth the same version of that person. So one of you has to be the person that says, okay, I'm going to approach this with curiosity. I'm going to approach this again with that energy of, I don't need to be right, but where can we connect? Where can we connect right now? I don't need to argue about the details. I just want to show you what I have to offer you today, because I've got something real to offer you today. So because it's going to happen, either you do it or the other person takes the first step. So take it how it resonates for you. But the message is either you showing up in that space, or if this person in your life shows up to have the conversation and they want to offer you something, go ahead and receive it if you feel ready. Again, listen, never let a tarot reader tell you what to do with your life, or a psychic or a channeler or a medium or anybody tell you what to do with your life. This is just advice that's coming through from Spirit. So, take it or leave it how it resonates for you. But if it's resonating and you feel like your spirit team is talking to you through the message, then just remember that when this person comes up with communication, don't make it hard for the both of you. Just be open, have a curious mind, and be open to receiving. Maybe this person has changed. Maybe they have a new perspective. Maybe they do want to listen to you this time. Maybe you can just exercise a little bit of patience, because there's something here about creating a safe space for you to connect. But ultimately, your outcome is overcoming these things, because this is weighing on these people just as bad as it's weighing on you, if not more. Because you might feel like they don't care, but they do care and they do notice, and it is weighing on them. But your ultimate outcome here is prosperity begins, the Ace of Pentacles. This is a new and fresh start that's available on the table for you if you would like to take it. All right, that's where I'm leaving your message at. Let me know if it resonated, and I'll see you in another reading. Take care.